Great Western Forum, a sellout tonight as the crowd files in. The starting lineups for the Sacramento Kings. One of 3 teams in the NBA to start the same 5 for every game. Indiana, Philadelphia, the others. And the rookie Jason Williams and Tariq Abdul-Wahed are the guards. That's a rookie and a second-year guard. And up front, Corliss Williamson and Chris Webber flank Vlade Divac, who played 9 years with the Lakers. For the LA Lakers, Derek Harper and Kobe Bryant at guard. Glenn Rice up front. Dennis Rodman making his first start for the Lakers. So neither Rice and Rodman were with this team when they started this abbreviated campaign. And Shaquille O'Neal is the center, and he is having a big year. Rick Adelman, the coach of the Sacramento Kings, and Kurt Rambis, the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, who won his first 9 games after taking over for Del Harris. And Rick Adelman and Hubie and I, we remember covering Rick Adelman with Portland when he led the Trailblazers into the first of 2 NBA Finals when he was with that team and later on with Golden State. Dennis Rodman making his first start and was a late entry. Even in warm-ups, he has to make an entry. He was not satisfied.
Well, he's just keeping his tradition going. That's all right. You know, they have to have 2 cheers here. No, but it's about time that he's in the starting lineup. They need major production from him. His minutes are down about 15 or 16 per game that he was playing in Chicago. His offensive rebounding is down. And if you're going to have him in the lineup, the defense is big, but the offensive rebound is paramount when we get to the half-court game at playoff time.
Dennis Rodman averaging nearly 11 rebounds a game in the 12 contests he's been with the Lakers. And you know he missed 4 contests when he had the excused personal absence, of which he was fined a rousing total of $700. And of course, that has really taken a toll on Dennis Rodman. And my tongue is firmly planted in my cheek as I say that. So we're set to go. The officials tonight, Bernie Fryer, Don Vaden, and Kevin Fear. The Lakers in their gold and purple, and the Sacramento Kings in black with purple and white. Kings have struggled here in the Forum over the years. They have only won 3 of 31 previous games here in the home of the Lakers, and the top easily controlled by LA. Kobe Bryant, and he is guarded by Tariq Abdul-Wahed.
Well, they say that they put in a lot of movement in there, and this is the guy right here. I want to see Rice get back to the slashing, the posting up, and a lot of movement.
Hasn't done much of the posting up, that's for sure. Kobe Bryant, up and down, and good defense. And you can watch for Tariq Abdul-Wahed, and that is one of the big pluses on a team without a good defensive team. He plays good defense.
Well, you always need 2 guys to be subservient to the other 3 who are offense. The 2 guys are guys that do all of the little things. Now, Tariq is an excellent defender, and the coaching staff thinks probably the best defender at the 2-guard position in the league.
A good thing he is against the likes of Kobe Bryant. Down low, Chris Webber guarded by Dennis Rodman, and Webber with the first points of the game. So Webber, who is leading the NBA in rebounding, 15th in scoring, has gotten off to a great start. As you mentioned, hit the wall as of late. And Glenn Rice looking to post up. Divac trying to defend against Shaq. Derek Harper working against the rookie, leaves it for O'Neal on the baseline, and Shaq gets another try at it and ties the game.
See, there's the stat right there, Dick, that no one is talking about. Shaq is averaging over 4 offensive rebounds a game.
And a foul called against the LA Lakers, the first foul of the game, and it is against Glenn Rice.
Well, you know what you like to do if you're coaching Sacramento. You want Divac every time that he gets the ball to put it on the floor. He's one of the better dribblers at the front court positions we have. Take Shaq.
Webber posting up again and beating Rodman for the second time. So they're clearing out for Chris Webber, coming in averaging nearly 20 points a game. So the strategy early on clear for the Kings.
Well, he's putting up great numbers and he's playing with a lot of confidence.
Divac double team now as Divac and Webber both double team Shaq, and the turnover, the Kings get it back. Lakers turned it over 18 times in losing to the Suns Wednesday. Jason Williams, who is now 4 for his last 22 from threes, misses out there.
Well, he attempts 6 a game, Dick. So like we said, they're a run and gun, launch a ton of threes. He's the major culprit, 6 times a game.
And a whistle before the shot and a personal foul with 2 minutes going by. And Vlade Divac commits to the foul. Divac played 9 years with the LA Lakers. Tremendous passer and a great team player. and was part of 2 NBA championship campaigns. And the pass inside, saved by Kobe Bryant. They get it into Shaq, the double team with D-Bots and Weber. Great feed to Rodman, and 3-second violation called against the Lakers nullifies a very nifty passing sequence.
Now, for an NBA count, that was 1-3. I mean, I usually
Instead of
you
1-1,000.
never see a 3-second.
Don't you say
no, not never. Once a month we see it. Okay.
So the Lakers turned it over for the 3rd time, and we've only had about 2 minutes gone by. Here is the flashy Jason Williams. Finds Weber open right of the key, and Weber misses his first shot. That one from the perimeter. So it's 4-2 in favor of the Kings. The Lakers again get it to their big guy. Here's Shaq. Again double team. Pass deflected inside. And a 4th turnover committed by the Lakers.
That's just 2 by Shaq on a pass out of the double team. So I'll give Sacramento credit that they are causing deflection.
Here is Weber. O'Neal wondering when he should double on Chris Weber. Now goes in on Weber, who banks it and misses. And Dennis Rodman gets the rebound for the L.A.
Now this is what you like to see, L.A. Get the ball out.
Harper penetrating inside, and a reach-in foul before the shot. And Jason Williams committing the personal foul. So our first look at Jason Williams, who was the 7th pick out of the University of Florida. He scored 21 points in the previous meeting between these teams. And a foul. Abdul Wahed fouling Kobe Bryant, and that is his first personal foul. A very young backcourt in the rookie Williams and the 2nd-year Abdul Wahed.
Well, when you look at them, Dick, they played 28 games. And in the last 8 games, Jason Williams is only averaging 8 points a game, and he's shooting 28% from the field.
Wahed staying close. Abdul Wahed makes a block. D-Bot's got a piece of it. And Abdul Wahed coming back. So he's causing all sorts of problems for Kobe Bryant, who comes back and gets a piece of that one. And the save by Rodman, and the Lakers get it back. So lo and behold, we're seeing some outstanding defensive play that we didn't anticipate early on. Scramble for the loose ball, and Shaq goes over a chair. And it will be Sacramento ball, and a concern because Shaquille O'Neal went over a metal chair and fell down behind the bench. He is still down as he hit the wood. Now that's a wooden platform where the seats begin, and this doesn't look to be anything slight, Hubie.
Well, I would think that he would bounce up. You can see right there. I mean, also when that happens, Dick, you're scared. You're nervous because of the unknown. You went right over the top of people who were sitting in chairs. Now just keep an eye on this now. They're both going hard. Now he goes right over the top and then takes the chair right with him. So you're worrying about a bang knee, a bang shin. Plus, as he goes down inside, you're worrying about the shoulder.
So Shaq, all right, seemingly is back in there. And the Kings with the ball, still leading 4-2. D-Bot's looking inside, and a foot block, so it'll be a new 24-second clock for the Sacramento Kings. The Kings 12-16 on the year, beat the Knicks Wednesday by 1 point, and they had lost 4 straight games prior to that victory.
See, right now Sacramento kind of like they pulled the plug on their movement. They're trying to get Corliss Williamson in the action. He just took a bad percentage shot right there. He's down 5 points a game off a year ago.
Here's O'Neal now, gets it out, and he reposts inside against D-Bots. No double team. Shaq gets another rebound and scores, and that is the immense strength and quickness that Shaquille O'Neal has as he puts it back. And O'Neal now has all four of the Laker points. D-Bots from the perimeter. Chris Weber with the offensive rebound, slims it through, and Weber, who has all 6 of the Kings' points thus far.
Right now, Dennis Rodman has not changed ends. He's still pouting because Chris Weber put him on the floor.
Here's Kobe Bryant, and finger rolls it in, and Kobe gets his first points of the game. Rodman now guarding Weber, pulls up with a jumper, and the rebound by Glenn Rice. 6-6 the score, nearly 5 minutes gone by in the opening quarter.
See, when you play Sacramento, you got to be careful because it reminds you a lot of summer league basketball where you're constantly running up and down and no one's defending.
Weber is defending, got a piece of that jump shot, and
nice.
here is Weber filling the lane, and Chris Weber, who has been a positive influence since coming from his trade from the Wizard, and a lot of people didn't think that he would be satisfied in playing in Sacramento. So far he has. Notice the double team forcing the Lakers to pass on the perimeter. They're watching Shaq in the low post. No double team here, and Shaquille O'Neal easily goes up over Divac.
So if you're not going to double team him, Divac cannot even begin to possibly hold him up.
Harper gets a hand on it.
Yeah, Shaq is just going to overpower him and take him to the rim.
Here's Derek Harper.
Nice.
With a great feed to Rodman, knocked away. And the Kings are playing strong defense for the most part.
Oh, pretty pass.
Corliss Williamson inside on a great pass from Vlade Divac, who tied a season's high of 10 assists in the win over the Knicks, and there may not be a better passing center in the league.
Dick, he's led centers in assists for the last 2 seasons, and he's also leading again this year.
Derek Harper, unmolested, lays it in. So we thought we'd have some offense, and we're seeing some defense and some fancy plays and passes thus far.
We're also seeing a lot of bullfighting with with the cape.
The old matador. I was in Spain this summer. Corliss Williamson has his shot blocked, and Jason Williams hits. So Jason Williams, who is still averaging 13 a game, gets his first points of the game, second leading scorer on the Kings. Bryant over Abdul Wahed. And I can tell you, Kobe Bryant is going to have his problems against Tariq Abdul-Wahed, at least in the early going.
Well, Tariq is all over him, and he's been up challenging every shot. And that's a necessity when you play Kobe. The main thing to cut him down is you've got to get to him in transition and eliminate the easy scores in half-court basketball.
And when you look at the deals he's been involved with, Hubie, the names of the players who have been exchanged, but what about the draft picks?
Well, you know, the first draft, he was picked first, Hardaway third. They switched, and Orlando got Hardaway and 3 first-round picks. Then he was traded to Washington for Tom Gugliotta, and Golden State got the 3 first-round picks back. Then, in this next major trade, Mitch Richmond, Otis Thorpe, now for Chris Webber. Now, when you think about it, how many guys? I've been in this league since 1973. How many guys ever 6 first-round drafts?
Amazing.
Right.
And maybe he'll find a home here finally. Lakers make some wholesale changes in their lineup. J.R. Reed is now replacing Shaquille O'Neal in the low post against Vlade Divac, who scores inside. Rick Fox, who has not seen that much action considering he started every game last year, and Derek Fisher, the new point guard. Here is Rick Fox. Finds Fisher, guarded by Jason Williams, and Fisher pass is deflected off of Divac first and then Rodman, and yet another turnover, the 5th by the Lakers.
Now, Rick Fox is playing. We know that he has a problem with his ankle. We know that there are chips in there that are causing pain. At this end of the floor, you've got to go to Divac now because there's no way that they can defend him with Reed down inside.
And that's what Divac does best because his fall-away bank shots and his finesse work around the hoop.
Dick, he has so many moves with his back to the basket. Very clever and one of the truly great dribblers in the front court. No way can J.R. Reed stop him down in one-on-one.
On the other end, it's Divac against J.R. Reed, who misses a one-hander, gets his own rebound. 16-10, the Sacramento Kings lead, and Reed trying to draw a foul, doesn't get it, and plenty of time on the shot clock with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Derek Fisher replacing Harper at point guard. Kurt Rambis going deep into his bench, and he's going to bring Robert Horry in. Talk about another missing in action player in a moment. And Derek Fisher hitting the 3 as time begins to run down, and the Kings lead cut to 3.
Now, you like to see it because Derek Fisher has lost his starting position. Now, right there, we just had the forearms delivered. An excellent ball by Bernie Fryer.
Against Reed, his first, and so as we advertise, Robert Horry comes into the game for the LA Lakers as Dennis Rodman sits down.
Now, over the last 2 years, the Lakers won 60 games and 56 the year before. Starting forwards, Fox and Horry. They are now the forwards on the second unit with J.R. Reed as the backup center.
Chris Webber missing inside, the rebound by Horry, and Horry gets a great pass out to the front court to Kobe Bryant, who's matched up now with Jason Williams, a mismatch for the Kings. Here is Derek Fisher with a reverse layup. loose ball.
Look
and
out.
It's handed on.
Ooh.
And here comes Tariq Abdul-Wahed. Throws behind, but the Lakers get back defensively. Winding down to 3 minutes to go now as Corliss Williamson goes up and they rule a jump ball. He was tied up, and we will have a jump with 3:05 to go in the first quarter, and the Kings leading the Lakers by 3.
The game of the 90s. You have a 4-on-2. You have an easy fast break layup. You throw the ball back for a guy to take a 3. I mean, the percentages are so low of that happening.
Jason Williams controls it. Divac to Weber inside. Weber blocked inside by Fox, I believe. No, it was Ori who had the block. And the Lakers get the ball back. And there is the looping pass from Derek Fisher on a nifty play for the Lakers, who trail now by 1.
Now this group out on the floor, very quick for the Lakers.
Surprised the Lakers made wholesale changes so early?
Oh, no, because what they're doing is they're playing their first unit 8 minutes, and then they're coming with their other guys for another 8.
Great pass. Great Weber goes into Abdul-Wahed, and a block is made, and a fine defensive play made by Kobe Bryant. Fisher double team, gets in a little bit of trouble outside. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Abdul-Wahed guarding Kobe Bryant. Turnaround. And the rebound by Divac, so the Kings have numbers now. 4-on-3. Divac to Abdul-Wahed, and Chris Weber gets fouled, filling the lane. So a very smart passing game so far in this first quarter.
Well, see, right there, Wahed is not looking for the shot. And what he's going to do, many times he's had nice opportunities tonight, Dick.
The Blazers, who have the best record in the NBA right now at the Blazers record 22-5, and Steve Fisher, one of the illustrious assistant coaches for Rick Adelman, named today the head coach at San Diego State. Of course, Fisher coached Chris Webber at Michigan when they won the NCAA championship in '89, and will move on to San Diego State.
Well, he had excellent teams at Central Michigan before he went there, and it's nice to see him back in the college game. We know that he'll do a fine job down there at San Diego State.
Chris Webber, who is a 47% free throw shooter. People talk a lot about how Shaq struggles at the line, but what about Webber? Misses the first free throw as Webber, though, has 8 points in the game. Lawrence Funderburk, who you know will be rooting for the Ohio State Buckeyes tomorrow in the national semifinals at St. Petersburg, has come in the game. Webber, 1 of 2, has 9. So Funderburk coming into the game for Vlade Divac. So Webber now playing the center position for the Kings. Right now, Ori looking down low for J.R. Reed, and here's Rick Fox for 3, and he's got it. Rick Fox hitting from three-point range, where he is 27% coming in, and it gives the Lakers their first lead of the game.
Well, the Lakers have 4 3-point shooters on the floor, Dick. The only post-up guy is J.R. Reed, but you know you can always run Kobe in there to command a double team.
Jason Williams with a long 3. So Jason Williams, the sensational rookie with the flash and dash that people are talking about, hits the 3, and now the Kings regain the lead by 2. And here is the screen and roll. Ori to the corner. Rick Fox stays hot from the same spot, hits another trio, and he's got 6 now.
Well, Rick Fox is a quality player. He's an excellent defender, good perimeter, great off the dribble, a quality guy who's been in a ton of playoff games.
And here is Abdul-Wahed going up with the shot, and good defense as he winds up on the floor. And here is Kobe Bryant driving around everybody, including Chris Webber, gets the basket and draws the foul. Kobe Bryant, 6 points. And you know, you were remarking to me during the pregame warm-ups how big Kobe Bryant is. Very deceptive.
Absolutely. He was standing in front. See, right there, you'd rather, if you're going to foul a guy, foul him. Don't give him the layup. Force him to make the 2 foul shots. Do not make it a 3-point play, because you send a message to the player that the next time you're coming down in here, I'm going to put you down again.
Peja Stojakovic, who did not play in the last game against the Knicks with a sprained ankle, back in action. There is Stojakovic, who has come into the game, and Vernon Maxwell, the much-traveled shooting guard, who's in his 11th year, believe it or not. Surprising when you can see that he's played with 5 teams and has been around that long, has come in. But Kobe Bryant with the 3-point play has 7 points, already 3 blocks on the defensive end.
Now Maxwell, an excellent 3-point shooter. He'll take the ball strong to the basket, a lot of quickness.
Shaq back in the game as well, and the ball is thrown away by Vernon Maxwell. So Shaquille O'Neal back in, and up front it'll be Fox, O'Neal, and Horry for the Lakers, and in the backcourt Kobe Bryant and Derek Fisher.
Now this is the first night that the second unit has been out. Quick pass by Shaq.
And he's fouled by Stojakovic, and Horry will go to the line.
See, I like what Rambis is doing. Have J.R. Reed in there, give Shaq a blow at the end of the quarter and the beginning of the next quarter. Now come with Shaq, let him work with this unit out here, keep Kobe on, because now what you're doing, you're bringing Horry and Fox, 2 guys who have made quality contributions here, and now this is a quick unit that you have out on the floor here.
And let's face it, Kurt Rambis does have a bit of a dilemma here without training camp and not much practice time. With a lot of people with talent, who gets the playing time? What's the chemistry? Who plays with whom? And I think you have to learn on the job.
Well, let's talk about shot distribution. Shaq 17 a game, Bryant, and then Rice 16 a game.
Here is Derek Fisher, and he hits a second three. So Derek Fisher, who came in for Derek Harper and has made a definite statement for the Lakers, who lead 28-20 on an 18-4 run on the steal. Fisher leaves it for Kobe Bryant, and that gets everyone out of their seats. It's now a 20-4 run for the LA Lakers, who lead by 10.
This is one of the very few games that the people in the stands here have seen the Lakers running and laying it up and finishing.
Final seconds of the first quarter, and Weber fires it out. Stojakovic fires it up, and that won't go. Time runs out, and the crowd will give the Lakers a standing ovation. After trailing most of the first quarter, they go on a 20-4 run and will take a 10-point lead into the second quarter. Well, the Laker bench doing a tremendous job outscoring the Kings reserves 13-0. Michael Hawkins has come in the game. He's played well as of late at the point guard position. So Stojakovic, Funderburk, Hawkins, Maxwell, and Chris Webber, only one starter from the Kings lineup that began the game. And the shot over Horry and Lawrence Funderburk. An interesting story. Maybe the best active big man on the squad, along with Divac.
Yeah, he's got a nice offensive game, Dick. He can come off and score quickly, inside or facing the basket out to 17 or 18 feet.
Shaquille O'Neal with a good feed into Robert Horry, who cleans up. So Horry now with 3 points in the game. Fox, Horry, O'Neal, Glenn Rice is back in there, and Derek Fisher remains at the point.
Anytime that Sacramento double teams, Dick, the cardinal rule is the next rotation. The next rotation has not been there all evening, and the Lakers are just having a field day with layups.
Weber with 9 leading the Kings. Bryant had 9 for the Lakers. And Vernon Maxwell traveled and he carried. All you have to do is 1 to lose the ball. He did 2.
Well, he had a good idea. It should have been going for the better ball fake and then an explosion because the lane was there.
O'Neal, a great pass as O'Neal got good position inside, and the Kings not playing with any real big man in there. They got Weber as the defensive center.
Well, that's why at the top we brought out the point. You have 7 guys on this team, either rookies or 1-year experience. Quality, depth, very questionable.
Here is a 4-on-2 break, and Rick Fox, who's already hit 2 threes, makes it 3 threes. Rick Fox making the most of his time, and of course, fans are going to say, of course, Horry and Fox should be in there.
See, this is a very good timeout, mainly because when Kurt Rambis went to this unit, we'd like to show you what reposting is. Shaq has already been double-teamed by this player right here. He has thrown the ball back out. Now they're going right back into Shaq, forcing the double team again. Now watch this cutter come right down the middle, and then the people over here falling asleep. Now this has been going on all night long. See, he's passing out of the initial double team, then he's coming right back with the pass inside, and Sacramento's offside rotation late.
And the Lakers outscoring Sacramento 20-12 in the paint, and LA at 56% from the field right now, and while we told you the Kings are the top scoring team in the NBA, they're at the bottom defensively and showing why in a lot of cases. Funderburk picks up the loose ball with 8 on the shot clock, going around Horry, and the ball is dribbled out of bounds, lost to the Lakers.
See, Robert Horry, an excellent post defender. A majority of times you don't even have to double team because he can handle guys. He's a terrific shot blocker for a player his size, and he does not give up the area, the paint.
Tell you, the Lakers have shown so much energy since they've gone to the bench. Fisher, Fox, and Horry primarily responsible. Here's Glenn Rice, faces the double team. Fox going for 4 from three-point range, misses, and a loose ball foul called against Sacramento.
Yeah, that's hard, Dick, because your guys are trying to get back in, and you're trying to hustle and not give the Lakers another offensive rebound. But, you know, when you look at the talent level out there right now for Sacramento, this is a weak group, talent-wise, versus the guys that they are playing on. Now, maybe at home, but on the road, this is a difficult assignment.
And the ball out of bounds. Funderburk had committed a personal foul, and when you talk about the road, the Kings playing more road games than any team in the NBA. This is their 18th road game of the year, most in the league. And, of course, that means they'll have an advantage, as you mentioned at the top, 7 more home games than road the rest of the way, which should help them. And they have won 6 of their road games, and that equals the most games they've won away from Arco Arena last year. So last year they won 6 on the road. They've already got 6.
Well, Dick, you know right now, when you say you have a 7+ cushion in the second half of the season, this is where you got a chance to make your spurts. Plus, they're not playing a lot of the heavyweights as they get near the end.
Weber misses the shot, and here come the Lakers again.
Oh, no.
Shaq with Weber defending, and you know that Fox would get it to him in a hurry. So 10 points for Shaquille O'Neal. So Shaq and Kobe have 19. The Lakers 39 points. The basket is good at the other end, and a Laker foul. And the other point on Sacramento, remember, they're only 2 games behind the 8th and final playoff berth, which are the Suns right now. Fox committing his second.
Now, the Suns lost tonight at home to New York. Now, you say, well, they can afford a loss here right now. Nope. But you don't look at it that way. You got to try to win every single game. See, Cedric Maxwell gives them the quickness, Dick, and anytime you pull it out of the net and go up the side, Maxwell has the talent that he can hit a 3 on the run, or he can take it strong to the rim.
Derek Harper comes back in at point guard, replacing Fisher. Shaq gets the ball inside and is fouled. Lakers have been very alert to get the ball to Shaq inside with Divac on the bench. But Vlade is coming back in the game along with Jason Williams, the rookie. Divac, of course, is Craig Sager, very capably reported, playing with a heavy heart. As you know, reached his parents by phone. Not an easy thing to do. In the story that is dominating the world news, the Kosovo story with the NATO bombings in Yugoslavia affecting Vlade Divac in a big way, and to a lesser extent, Stojakovic learned that his parents are in Greece. Stojakovic played pro ball there for 3 years, actually became a Greek citizen. So the score now is 40-25, Lakers by 15. Vernon Maxwell guarded by Fox. Shaq picks him up on the switch. Vernon Maxwell misses the lay-in. The rebound by Horry. Gets another good pass out. Fox goes who slams it through, and the Lakers are showtime tonight.
That's why I'm glad we put up the chart at the top. See, Sacramento very soft defensively, very soft in transition.
Stojakovic with a good pass back to Divac. Couldn't handle it, and here's Maxwell for 3, and he's got it. Vernon Maxwell, and when he is not too wild, he lends a lot of energy to this bench.
Well, Rick Hadelman said today, some nights we're down 20, and I don't know how we do it. We get it back to 2 or 3, and it happens quickly. Well, you know, they're mad bombers. They take, a ton of threes, and they do shoot a high percentage.
How about this passing sequence? And it was Robert Horry who got the ball to Shaquille O'Neal, and 13 now for Shaq, having a very fine scoring first half, as you might expect against this defensively troubled team. Funderburk fouled by Horry. Kobe Bryant is going to check back in. Bryant with 9 points in the first quarter, and a hand for Rick Fox. as he leads the game. Fox with 9 points on 3 from beyond the arc.
Well, I think, people in this building have seen so many great players through the years on the championship teams. 9 straight division championships in the 80s. They respect the players who are quality and come in and give you the all-around game. That's Rick Fox and also Robert Horry.
Horry leaves and Dennis Rodman comes back into the game. Rodman didn't score when he was in there and had 3 rebounds. Divac cannot convert on the lay-in. And a Laker foul. The LA Lakers. That was Vernon Maxwell with the personal, so stand corrected. Maxwell for Sacramento. Lakers, after the 3-3 road trip, losing, so they've lost 4 of their last 7 games, trying to get it straightened out. Shaq misses the hook.
Did I call Vernon Cedric before?
Yes, you did.
That's because of all of the games that the Knicks and the Celtics played in the playoffs. And he hated he wanted to be his right.
Here is Jason Williams firing away and misses. Dennis Rodman taps the ball from Thunderberg into his own hands. There weren't, fortunately, many players who haunted you when you were coaching the NBA.
Now, listen, that was a great battle. Cedric Maxwell and Bernard King. Yes, not bad.
Who haunted a lot of others.
Yes, he did.
Many, many times. Kobe Bryant with 6 on the shot clock, guarded by Vernon Maxwell. Trying to spin baseline, pulls up and hits. Kobe Bryant now with 11 points in the game. Remember, he had a big game against Sacramento at Arco Arena with 29 points and 10 rebounds as the Lakers open up their biggest lead of the game and a 20-second timeout called by Rick Adelman.
Kobe Bryant can get his one-on-one move on any of the guards except Tariq Wahad, because we're going to give you Kobe Bryant taking Vernon Maxwell down in a one-on-one situation. Now, they love to clear out the side of the lane for him. Now, you're going to see the double, and then as he backs out, the double teamer leaves him. Now, you know what he's going to do. He's going to take you out and now take you right back down inside. Anytime he goes base, you're dealing with a 4 to 5 inch height advantage and then the long reach.
Off to a fine start in this game, and of course, you learn recently he was called for traveling by the veteran official Dick Bavetta. He says, "You haven't seen this move before?" I think Bavetta's seen every move, but there are always some new ones. Weber and Rodman going at it.
Well, and you know what? I'll tell you what. Chris Webber has a legitimate complaint because Rodman continued to pound him in the back. And that was totally unnecessary. Now you say, why did he do it? Because Webber lit him up early in that first quarter and took him time and time. See, now just watch. See, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to. Now, do you notice the leg? See that leg go down inside? Then extra roughness as they spin out of there. Dennis Rodman totally at fault in this situation, and the referee's got to jump on that right away.
Right now, Rodman looking up and seeing the exact replay that you're seeing right now. A technical foul has been called against Chris Webber.
Well, I tell you right now, if I'm Chris Webber, I'll gladly pay the fine because there's no way that I'm going to allow a guy to play me like that. And you saw the leg go right in there as he lifted up with the forearms. The leg went right in there to nail him, and you can't do that.
Derek Harper makes good on the technical foul, and this is why Webber got upset to the extent that he got the tee.
Now keep an eye on this. You're going to see him lock the arm. He locked the arm, and then the leg went right in, knee to thigh. Then as he grabbed him, Chris Webber's trying to swing him off of there, and I agree with Webber 100%.
Now Webber immediately gets the ball back down low.
Go right back to
against
him.
Rodman, and they do go back to him. Divac isolated with Rodman, goes in and gets the bucket, and that time, and I don't think it's over yet between those two.
Now, you know what? He fouled him again, and you know what's sad? They didn't call a foul. And that to me is ridiculous. He pulled him and he lost his balance and he was able to still finish the play.
11 points for Chris Webber to lead the Kings. There you see the scoring. The Kings under 40% shooting. Rice missing a 3. He had a good screen that time at the top by Rodman. And now they go down low. Wallace Williamson who's coming in, and Rodman gets the rebound. He's got 6 thus far. So it's Harper with Rodman, Shaquille O'Neal, Rice, and Kobe Bryant. Bryant being guarded by Abdul Wahed, who's done a good job on him, and despite the fact that Kobe has 11 points. Here is Jason Williams, and Abdul Wahed again playing the defensive style and not going for it offensively.
Dick, Wahed and also Corliss Williamson must get into this game. They've got to add some points here to open it up for the other three main guys.
Here is Williamson, and he's fouled as he guarded by Glenn Rice driving across the lane. And Corliss Williamson will go to the line. He was second in the NBA last year for most improved behind Atlanta's Allen Henderson, really having a terrific year, but a lot of the changes in the Kings lineup this year have not been to the benefit of Williamson.
Well, go back when he first came into the league. He came in as a power forward. Now they have Divac and Weber. They move him to small forward. He has lost between 25 and 30 pounds to make the adjustment. Now, last year, he was a power player. Now they have him out on the perimeter, and now you're asking a guy who averaged 17 a game to change his total game facing. That's hard to do.
Yeah, understandable why it's been so tough, and surprising maybe only in his fourth year, longest in tenure on this fast-changing and transitional Sacramento Kings team. Divac's committing his second personal on the reach-in. 47-31, a 16-point Laker lead.
You know, when you're coaching on the road like this, Dick, and you're in this type of situation, you just try to tell your guys, get it to 10.
Rodman all alone for three and had to take the shot. Nobody went out to meet him, so now Divac takes it himself. Talk about matador defense. What about that one against Vlade?
I told you, it's a step above a Summer League game. Okay, that's what we're getting here.
All right, Kobe Bryant gets the basket and the foul, and wouldn't you know it, Tariq Abdul-Wahed, who has done a terrific job on Bryant, did the best he could do, but Bryant a little bit too much athleticism there, gets the basket, and will go to the line and try to conclude his second three-point play of the game.
Just think if you're at the Laker end of the floor. Anytime that you pass and cut, you get a layup.
This is a perfect game for this Laker team to play.
Yeah, they need it. They're 3-4 in their last 7 games. Totally staggering, bickering, not playing good defense. These are the kind of games that if you get out here and prove something. But right now,
Weber there proved something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Rodman.
Absolutely.
And he went baseline and a little exclamation point. So 13 for Weber. For the Kings, Kobe Bryant has 14 and Shaq 13 for LA. And now Derek Harper gets into the act, and it's a layup drill in a sense for the Lakers.
Well, if you have the scouting report, you know Harper's going to do that. He levels you off, and then he explodes to the rim.
Jason Williams misses a three. Here's Glenn Rice facing Divac. Shaq with a low pass, batted down, knocked away, and turned over. Last touch by the Lakers. And now I think the official is going to be overruled. And now they say that it will be Lakers ball after all. Rick Adelman says 18 games on the road, more than anyone in the league. Here is Kobe Bryant changing hands, misses inside, and Weber, shadowed by Rodman, deflected away. Here come the 2-on-2 Lakers with Harper and Bryant. Nothing there. Here's Shaq trying to beat Divac. Lost control of it. And Divac gets it back. More of the turnover than the steal. And there is Divac feeding Tariq Abdul-Wahed.
You realize how many games you and I have done this year? We have seen more layups in this first half than in all of the games combined.
Are you trying to say that the style of this game is different than Miami, Utah was on Tuesday?
Right.
You trying to say
to get a layup, you needed an axe to get down the lane in that game.
Bryant is fouled by Abdul-Wahed. What a contrast in styles between the game we had at the Hilda Center on Tuesday night and tonight's game.
You know, Dick, everyone out here in the NBA, we're all watching Utah in Portland. Very quietly, Houston and San Antonio have gotten their games together. Houston winning 8 out of 10, and San Antonio winning 12 out of 13, and both of them moving solidly ahead of the Lakers. Should be an interesting finish.
Yeah, the Lakers, as we pointed out at the top, you'll be the 5th best record. That means you don't get a home court advantage in the first round of the playoffs, and everyone says, well, Chuck Daly said this is a traveling all-star team, especially after what they did against Orlando, coming from 24 down in the first half and winning that game last Sunday on NBC. Shaquille O'Neal on the bench right now. Vlade Divac leaves it for Williamson, and Bryant gets the turnover. He forced it, and now the Lakers get it back. Shaq on the bench has 13 points, 4 rebounds, and has gotten a hand on 2 shots. And the turnover story virtually even. Under 2.5 to go in the first half. Rice tries to get it in, and the interior defense for the Kings has been okay, other than those flying, leaping layups by him. Here is Jason Williams for another 3. And you can see indiscriminately fires him up, but gets the turnover on an alert steal. Shovels it to Corliss Williamson over J.R. Reed and scores. Williamson over the bigger Reed and a nice basket.
Well, this is what they need. They need to show a little bit of defensive intensity here, meaning Sacramento. Get a few breaks, because the fast breaks are there. The 4-on-3s and 3-on-2s, they can get out there.
Mention Shaq's numbers because he is on the bench now with Reed replacing him. Here is Glenn Rice over Divac hitting. Glenn Rice hitting a 3, has 5 points, and trying to get back into shape. Remember, he had that elbow surgery on last year. Hadn't played since last spring, and a drive by Vernon Maxwell and a foul will send Maxwell to the line.
See, Vernon is determined to take Kobe Bryant, and take him strong to the rim. And what he did not like was the fact that he was bumped, and he was bumped hard out on the perimeter.
So here is Divac on the free throw line. Vlade Divac, who was traded from the Lakers to the Charlotte Hornets for the rights to Kobe Bryant. A lot of people forget that the Lakers got Bryant because of that deal, sending the big man out to Charlotte.
Well, Kobe was drafted 13th, and they said that he would not sign. And what they did was they knew that they were going to hold him out. Now, what was going to happen? Would he play overseas or what? Who knew? But the threat was there, so they said, look, let's get something definitely in return, and they got Divac.
Glenn Rice hitting, that's a 2-point basket. And so Rice finding the range, has 7 points. The big deal, of course, getting Rice and J.R. Reed for Eddie Jones and Eldon Campbell at the trading deadline. Chris Webber defended by J.R. Reed. Rodman getting ready to double. Here's Jason Williams. Good pass down low to Corliss Williamson, and the foul. Williams has only 5 points, but has been active on the floor. Want to remind you, coming up on the AT&T halftime, scores and highlights from around the league, so a lot of games to catch up on. So join Kenny Smith and EJ Ernie Johnson in our Atlanta studio. And of course, Craig Sager will have more on Vlade Divac. Of course, as he reported at the outset of the game, he was in contact with his parents under siege in the Kosovo bombings by NATO, which has been the lead story worldwide the last couple of days. Williamson missing the first free throw, and now 0 for 2. But Chris Webber picks up the loose ball, and Rodman had the rebound and lost it to Webber.
Well, the reason why Rodman is hot, see, Rodman has been leveled twice now by Chris Webber, where Rodman has had inside position, both times right to his knees.
Kobe Bryant trying to post up against Vernon Maxwell. Double team, finds J.R. Reed. You double, Kobe will beat you. Reed gets the basket, and the Laker bench doing a fine job in the hand.
See, once again, hit the post, get the double team, send that man right to the basket, you get a layup here.
18-point lead. The biggest for the Lakers in this game has been 19, so they're hovering around the big double-figure margins. Maxwell misses a 3, and here come the Lakers. 3-on-2 for Eddie Harper, and Rodman kicks the backstop as he threw it away on the turnover, and Webber beats him at the other end. So Dennis Rodman, instead of getting back, kicked the post under the basket after his turnover, and the Lakers had a 3-on-2, and it turned out to be a King hoop.
Very unselfish play by Vernon Maxwell. He could have taken that layup himself. Instead, he rewarded Weber, who was running hard.
Differential in the shot clock and game clock about 2 seconds as the Lakers with a 16-point lead. Harper going down and missing, and Rodman tries to tip it in, and a loose ball foul called against Dennis Rodman, I believe.
Yeah, Rodman.
And that'll be his third.
Rodman over the back catches Divac right in the head.
Kings have fallen behind so many times this year and then have made a big run. And that's been their story, as the Lakers' story. Here's that foul again.
Now there it is, right there, and he caught him with his left area. He caught him right on top of the head. You can see it right there as Divac turned around.
And technical foul in addition called on Dennis Rodman.
Well, he's out of control here right now, okay? He has had maybe a productive game in rebounding, but the rest of his game has been totally out of whack. He went right to the referee over on the side and blasted him. Now, Dick, the Sacramento team, 28th in the league in free throw shooting, 66%. And it's kind of hurt them tonight.
It has. The Kings are 4 for 10 from the free throw line. Rodman, who has 3 personals, and a technical, goes out of the game. Dennis starting his first game in a Laker uniform after coming off the bench since he was signed by the Lakers. He has 6 rebounds in the game. Divac connecting on the first free throw after the technical foul was missed by Maxwell. And Divac hits them both, and it's 60-46.
Oh, plenty of time here to get a good shot.
Final shot of the first half, and Derek Harper makes the shot and keeps going into the Laker dressing room. But the Kings trying to get it off. It does not count. Williamson misses.
All of these guys, Divac, Petrovic, Raja, Brankovic.
How about Paspai?
Yeah, Paspai was the best player on the team. They were all 19 to 21 years of age, Dick. And then who's the later 10 of these guys have played in the NBA. Fantastic.
Phenomenal legacy from Yugoslavia and Croatia. Chris Webber getting the first basket as we are underway in the second half. He has 19 points to lead the Kings. Kobe Bryant 15 to top the Lakers. Shaq with 13 in the first half. Here's Kobe trying to go baseline against Tariq Abdul-Wahed, and O'Neal cleans up. Shaq now with 15. And by the way, Abdul-Wahed is playing with 3 personal fouls.
Well, unfortunately for them, anytime that you defend any of the Lakers in a one-on-one situation and you do a good job, and if they can throw the ball to Shaq in the paint, it's over.
Divac from the perimeter, and Rodman getting the rebound. Dennis Rodman in the first half had 6 rebounds, all off of the defensive glass. But the Lakers give it up, and Jason Williams, who was 1 for 5 from 3, hits one here, and it is now 64-51. So the Kings have crept back to within 13.
Well, they need him to explode a little bit. He's 3 for 8 on the game, but they also need Williamson and Wahad to keep in. They're only 5 for 16.
Kobe Bryant with his first 3-point basket. So 7 3-pointers by the Lakers, led by Rick Fox off the bench with 3. Derek Fisher 2. Kobe hits one, and Glenn Rice hit one. So they trade 3s on that sequence. Abdul-Wahed hitting from the corner. And it is 67-53 with less than 2 minutes gone by. Here's
nice steal.
Another turnover. Corliss Williamson going strong to the basket, fouled by Shaquille O'Neal.
Now, Jason Williams is ranked in the top 10 in the league in steals. He gets over 2 a game. So he does have the ability to be a good defender. Talking to his coach, Rick Adelman, they would like to see him get a little bit more physical. But, you know, the guy is playing 38 minutes a game. He's never been in a situation where you're playing 6 games in 8 nights, 7 games in 10. And then also the fact that you're playing so many road games. Now at home, he plays much better than he does on the road on a consistent basis.
Jason Williams, who according to Rick Adelman, who's been around, he says he can do things with the ball that I haven't seen since the likes of Pistol Pete Maravich. So that's high praise. But and sometimes you make a comment like that, and people remember it, and it can come back to haunt you.
Yeah, and unfortunately, right now he plays in streaks. But Rick made a good point. You know, as he matures, he adds weight, he gets stronger, he knows the league, then he thinks that everything will improve.
Rice misses a three, but Jason Williams lost the ball to Derek Harper, and Harper hits the basket. So the Lakers by 15 here early in this third quarter. The Lakers, who were 11-0 with Dennis Rodman in the lineup before the loss to Phoenix on Wednesday, starting Rodman for the first time tonight. Divac going to the basket, and Rodman made him change his shot. There's a turnover as Rodman throws it away. So the Lakers turning it over in a flurry here early in the third quarter. Have 12 for the game. They turned it over 18 times and losing to Phoenix. Chris Webber short, but there is Abdul Wahed with the second chance. And it is 69-56. Again, the Kings down by 13. That's been their story this year.
Well, it's exactly like Rick said. It looks like the game is over. We're down over 20-some-odd points, and then somehow we get back into the game.
Kobe Bryant with a wild shot, and he kind of forced it that time over Tariq Abdul-Wahed, and now the Kings trying to narrow it again. Jason Williams hits a three. It's one of those shots where it goes out saying you rushed it, you should have had patience. It goes in, you say great shot.
Dick, he launches the shot between 1 and 2 steps behind the line. Well, here we have Jason Williams on the left side of the floor coming down into your picture looking for that three. Now, on the previous one, he was 2 steps behind the line. That one, he was only 1. He is now 3 for 7 in threes. But you say, you got to pay attention to these guys.
They were down by 19, now trailed by 10. Dennis Rodman on the feed from Glenn Rice gets his first basket of the game.
Sacramento, they're not going to defend you. They're going to give you whatever you want. The main thing is don't settle for jump shots. Take them strong to the rim and keep punishing them down inside.
Jason Williams to Divac, shuffles inside to Webber, and Chris Webber now with 21 points in the game, and that is more than his season's average. He has 21 points, and the Lakers' lead is 10.
See, that time Divac blew right by Shaq. Somebody had to pick him up.
Shaq gets the roll this time, working against Divac. Divac's a finesse center. He has 6 assists in this game, and his season's high is 10, equaled against the Knicks the other night. Fine passing the big man. Jason Williams shadowed by Derek Harper with 10 on the shot clock. The bounce pass to Williamson. A great pass by Jason Williams to Corliss Williamson, who now has 8 points. And again, the Laker lead is 10.
Yeah, see, they came off of a stagger. Everyone thought Jason Williams was going to shoot a 3.
Rice to Shaq. Powers it in, coming from the baseline. 19 for Shaquille O'Neal, 18 for Kobe Bryant, and that has been the offense tonight for the purple and gold.
Weber at one end, Shaq at the other. We're going to have somebody get knocked out with one of these dunks if the ball ever hits him in the head.
Weber hits the jumper. He was left open, and Chris Webber now with 23 points in the game. And it looks like he is coming back from the period of time that he hit the wall after his great start. Shaquille O'Neal getting credit. Goaltending called against Chris Webber. So Shaq now with 21. And now we're seeing a scoring duel going on between Webber and Shaq.
Now just keep an eye on this. Now watch to the right. You're going to see Webber come right. Webber's going to come right into your picture right there. Ball was on its way down.
Shaquille O'Neal, number 1 in the NBA in the shooting percentage at 58%, is 10 of 13 from the field thus far. There's Divac going for 3, and the big man hits it. Lonnie Divac, a former Laker, and he hits the 3, and it's 77-68, and the Sacramento Kings have it, the deficit, in single digits now.
Well, see, they just did that same stagger, except the other way, and that time, the man who set the second screen opened up.
Here's Harper, who's been successful from threes. This is an air ball. Corliss Williamson to Chris Webber to Williams, and he stuffs it through, and the Lakers sit and watch, or I should say stand and watch, and the lead now is down to 7. So the Kings have made up 12 points from their original 19-point deficit.
This is dangerous. Okay, this is dangerous. The Lakers are sleeping right now.
Derek Harper with the jumper, so he is now the 3rd Laker to hit double figures with 11.
I give Sacramento a lot of credit. They continue to attack.
Jason Williams, and it doesn't go, but Corliss Williamson. They do attack, and they, tell you what, they're not phased at all by Lakers showtime.
They continue running their offense, you see, and they continue to run and shoot their shots. We told you they're going to take a ton of threes, and now they're making them.
They could ever guard anybody. They may have something going.
There you go.
And there's a turnover and a 2-on-2 now. Corliss Williamson will take it himself, and it goes. And it is now 79-74, a 5-point lead, and the Lakers are going to make wholesale changes after a timeout. So we're going to see Fisher, Fox, Ori, and Kobe come back, and it was that kind of move that got the Lakers going in the first quarter.
Well, I like what he's doing right now, because if you're a head coach right now and you're looking at what your team has just done, you know, you're exasperated. Mainly, you're at home. You're 3-4 in your last 7 games. You lost your last home game versus Phoenix, where the fans turned on you. You make major adjustments tonight. You have a 20-some-odd point lead, and your team goes back into a sleepwalker.
20-second timeout, and there's Kurt Rambis not pleased at all at the Laker defensive performance. And Corliss Williamson has been the big gun in this third quarter, along with Chris Webber. Webber has 6 points in the quarter, but Williamson has 9 points as Sacramento shooting 12 of 16 here in the third.
Well, we said at halftime, Abdul Wahad, Jason Williams, and Corliss Williamson had to get into the game. They were 5 for 17 at halftime. Now, lo and behold, in this third quarter, you have Jason Williams knocking in the threes, Corliss Williamson taking the break and going down, doing a good job. Plus, Jason Williams not only making a three, he's coming in with 5 assists, and everybody is making a nice contribution.
You mentioned this is one of the younger teams in the league. Harper for 3 off the mark. Rodman with his first offensive rebound of the game, and Rick Fox misses, and Webber the rebound. The Kings are down by 5. They have the ball.
Nice.
Williamson works his way in, and now it is a 3-point game. So the Sacramento Kings, who beat the Lakers at Arco Arena on March the 14th, shocked this crowd, down by 19, now trailed by only 3.
I'm glad they're finally double-teaming Shaq and forcing Shaq to pass it out.
Rick Fox with a bank shot. Fox, who has hit 3 from beyond the arc, has 11, and the 4th Laker in double figures.
Right now, you're coaching Sacramento, you're telling you guys, just keep pushing the ball. Keep pushing the ball. The Lakers' Achilles heel, transition defense. No doubt about it.
And down low, Webber shooting over Rodman, and Chris Webber now with 25 points in the game. Webber's top game this year, offensively 36 points. Here is Harper trying to get it in. Not a good pass, but Shaq recovers. And Shaq to Harper. Great no-look pass by Shaquille O'Neal, and Harper with 13 points, and the lead again 5 for LA.
Now Sacramento has expended a lot of energy here in this first 9 minutes of this quarter. The big thing right now, we keep telling you, is the quality depth. They lack the quality depth.
Yes, they do. Harper knocks the ball away, and it goes up, and the foul is called. So you're absolutely right. In fact, when Divac is not in the game, the Kings experience big-time trouble.
Yeah, they need a guy who will continually get double-teamed along with Chris Webber, and that opens up a lot of things. Plus, Divac handles the ball so much, not only with the passing and the half-court offense, but also in transition.
Shaq will go out of the game. J.R. Reed replaces him. Robert Horry is also into the game, and with Harper on the line, Derek Fisher has to wait some before he comes in at point guard. Want to remind you, coming up Sunday on NBC, NBA action continues, starting with Showtime beginning at noon, followed by regional coverage of Seattle at Detroit, or Miami at Orlando. Indiana is playing at Boston. Then at 6:30, it's these LA Lakers hosting the New York Knicks, who won tonight at Phoenix. That's coming up Sunday on NBC. So both free throws are missed, and the lead is 5.
Now Divac has got to get down inside right now, because he can take J.R. Reed to the hole. Now I know Webber's hot, but you have it going with either guy right now.
6 on the shot clock, and here is Webber guarded by Horry, backing in on Robert Horry. Here comes the double team from Kobe Bryant. The shot at the buzzer. The shot did not get off in time, and the shot clock violation will turn it over to the Lakers. The shot was was taken, but did not hit the rim. So it was a shot clock violation. Harper leaves the game. Derek with 13 points, 6 here in the third quarter as Fisher comes back in. Fisher very impressive in the first half.
Yeah, this unit right now did a terrific job. 20-8 in bench points in the first half, and then broke it wide open. So right now, Sacramento, they got to pay attention.
And good steal and a good sandwich job on Kobe Bryant. Jason Williams behind his back, and the basket by Tariq Abdul-Wahab, and the basket makes it 83-80. So Jason Williams does have a lot of flash and dash. A rookie, maybe hitting the wall, but I'll tell you what, he can bring you out of your seats. And there is J.R. Reed missing, and the rebound by Weber. Jason Williams, by the way, has 10 assists, 8 of them here in this quarter, and he's going to fire it up again. Misses a 2. Reed rebounds, but Williams is in his face. 2:20 remaining in this third quarter. The Sacramento Kings have come back big time and challenging the Lakers, trailing by 3. Trying to look inside to Reed. Illegal defense called against the Sacramento Kings, and that is the first of that call tonight. And Hubie is amused by the illegal defense.
How would you know?
Well, the first call.
Here's Jason Williams knocking in one of his 3 for the game, threes. And then a nice pass by Divac, and we have Weber coming down inside. Now, Jason Williams, 1 of his 6 assists, and we have Divac hitting a 3. Corliss Williamson with a strong delivery down the middle. Now, this has been nothing more than excellent transition basketball and picking out the right shot.
Jason Williams with an impressive second half, goes to the bench. Michael Hawkins replaces him, and Lawrence Funderburk also comes in off the bench for the Kings. Here's Rick Fox, a 2-point attempt, and over the top turns it over. So this is a critical point, because once again Rick Adelman has to go to his bench, and that's where the Kings have dropped. So they're down by 3, go to their bench with just under 2 minutes to go here in the third.
Well, we know that there's such a major drop-off in talent. We have a lot of guys out here playing for minimum salary versus a lot of guys with guaranteed major monies here. So we know that the talent level is big. But if you play as a team, anything can happen, especially if you get the Lakers to run up and down the way they have been going in this half.
And a reach and foul by Corliss Williamson. Leading scorers for the Lakers, Shaquille O'Neal 21, Kobe Bryant has 18, Derek Harper 13. Chris Webber leads the Kings with 25, followed by Williamson with 16. Bryant checks the clock. The shot is blocked by Abdul Wahed, who's playing with 3 fouls. He had the 3 fouls in the first half and has played all the way so far in the second. Weber controls with 1:15 to go in the third, 11 seconds to go on the clock. Abdul Wahed a little out of control, but he banks it in, and I saw his lips move. He called it, and Abdul Wahed now with 10 points, and it is a 1-point game, 83-82. This crowd is in stony silence right now.
Oh, they should be.
And Horry looking into Kobe Bryant. Bryant has it with 9 on the shot clock, under a minute to go in the third, and Bryant with a difficult shot. Kobe with 20 points in the game, and the Lakers again by 3. Weber going in down low. After the double team, they bring it out again. They got Funderburk posting up on the other side. Horry, great goal. A baseline spin against Horry, and Lawrence Funderburk stuffs it through, and it's a 1-point game again.
Now look, this guy averages 10 points a game off the bench. Did it last year also. He has moves, Dick. Quick moves.
He does. Here is Rick Fox with a runner, doesn't go, and the rebound by Weber. I tell you, Chris Webber's seeing a lot of action. He hasn't been on the bench much tonight at all.
Well, Dick, he gives you 40 minutes a game. He's in the top 5 in minutes played. And you know what you're doing? You're trying to milk him right now because he's so hot. You want to leave him out on the floor with the screw.
Michael Hawkins feeding Corliss Williamson baseline, and the Kings have taken the lead. 85-86. Final seconds of the third quarter does not count. And what a great third quarter for the Sacramento Kings. They were down by as many as 19 late in the second.
Well, the Kings are surprising the Lakers, leading by 1 going into the fourth. Earlier tonight, Vlade Divac told us that playing basketball helps take away the pain and the suffering, his mind, from the war-torn area. Back in his homeland, I'm with his wife, Anna, also Serbian. What about your feelings? Your family's there as well. What's been going on today for you and your family?
bombing all day long, and I want to just point out that it's so sad that after movie Life is Beautiful won an Oscar 2 nights ago, the same thing is happening right now in Europe, and that we haven't learned any lessons since the Second War, and this is really dangerous. This can turn in a second Vietnam, and it's a middle of Europe, and there is really bad for everybody.
Good luck, and we wish you the best. Let's come back to you.
Thank you very much. And of course, the bigger things in life, a lot of people will say this is the toy department of life, which is sports, but larger things have greater meaning. And Craig has chronicled that well tonight in the Vlade Divac story. Fourth quarter underway. Divac hitting the shot, matching the basket at the other end by Rick Fox, and it's 88-87 King. Here is Kobe Bryant fouled, and will go to the line. No basket on the Ori follow-up.
You look at this incredible surge by Sacramento. You realize that they were struggling from the shooting in the first half, only 44%. Well, in the second half, they are now 19 for 25 from the field, shooting close to 80%. It's absolutely staggering what they are doing here. And that's why I'm so happy at the top of the game that we brought out the point that people can talk all they want about the Lakers, the talent they have. They're 12 deep. They don't know how to rotate. They got over. But the main thing with the Lakers is still the fact that they do not defend. And they are in the lower one-third in every major category of defense.
And when you get into the playoffs, you better defend it. When you play the Utah Jazz, you better defend double.
And you know what's interesting tonight, Dick? The point is that
basket was good.
You just take them in transition. If you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, what we're seeing tonight is Sacramento is exploiting every negative area about the transition defense of the Lakers. Not only they don't get back, nobody picks up and gets after a man with any type of intensity.
So this traveling all-star team, which did come back dramatically against Orlando last Sunday, being exposed tonight for the things that prevent you from winning a world championship by a team that is 4 games under 500. It is 91-89, the Sacramento Kings leading in a very quiet throng here at the Forum. Williamson out defending against Fox. Great move by Rick Fox as he goes around Williamson. Thunderbird gets the rebound for the Kings. So the Kings more than holding their own going to their bench. Right?
Well, that was a very nice block by Vlade Divac. He really got a piece of that. Came over, left his man, and deflected that.
Actually, not that much of the bench in there. Only Hawkins and Thunderbird, and we have a Laker foul here. And it's on Robert Horry, his second personal foul. Foul trouble right now, Hubie. Rodman and Fox each with 3 for the Lakers. Abdul Wahed has 3 for Sacramento.
See, Rick Adelman is smelling that he can steal this game here.
So he brings back.
That's right. He's going with his main 3 guys, and he's saying right now, look, I'll go with Thunderbird down inside along with Divac.
Turnaround is missed by Abdul Wahed, and here come the Lakers, who are down by 2, 91-89. J.R. Reed out there with Fox, Horry, Glenn Rice, who misses, and Derek Fisher. And here they'll come the Kings. The crowd is silent here.
Well, they're stunned.
They are. They were up by 19, the Lakers, and they thought this was going to be a blowout Showtime game tonight. Not the case. Divac defended by Reed. 8 on the shot clock for the Kings. Here comes the double. Here's Hawkins from the corner. In and out, and Horry cleared. And a pesky Thunderbird in the backcourt. J.R. Reed facing the basket and firing over Divac, looking to get his own rebound, and Michael Hawkins, who was waived by Portland. That's how he got on this Sacramento team after being in the CBA, and a long 2-point attempt by Abdul Wahed misses.
See, we have bad basketball at both ends. Bad ideas, low percentage shots. Both teams can score if they will just get into a continuity half-court set and stop launching the quick 3.
And a foul before the shot. But you wonder why that would happen when we haven't seen any semblance of that tonight.
You're right. And you know this, we heard the Lakers practice the
picked up a technical foul. By the way, our game tonight produced by Jeff Benke and directed by Larry Kam. Jim Allen, Jeff Randolph, also part of our crew. Marty Aronoff, our statistician. As we have a little more than 3 minutes gone by, Chris Webber back in the game for the Kings, who lead by 2 points. Lakers looking to tie it up. Screen and spot up. Fox misses, and the rebound, Hawkins.
I'd just like to see Sacramento from now to the end of the game dedicate themselves to pushing. There you go. That's a flop. Got to make them pay for that.
And Webber going out to Corliss Williamson with 9 on the shot clock. Glenn Rice defending. Shaq still on the bench for the Lakers. And there is Williamson with a turnaround against the double team. And here come the Lakers. Shaq getting a breather.
Oh, good play.
And a fine play knocked away. And now they say they go the other way. It was last touch by the Lakers.
Yeah, Thunderbrook got his hand in there, a deflection right off the Laker out of bounds.
Gingerly walking up court is Robert Horry, and he is definitely limping in the front court.
Yeah, they get a score right now. They're going to put a lot of pressure on the Lakers.
Webber out to Hawkins for 3, and the long rebound to J.R. Reed. One thing, talking to Pete Carrill, one of the assistant coach here, is his lack of patience for this Kings team. They put up the shot maybe a little quicker than they should.
Well, so many young guys. They're plus all new people. But that's the other factor here, and a few days to practice.
Fox with a turnaround, misses in the rebound.
Come on, push. Come on, Michael. You got to push. You got an advantage.
Abdul Wahed. I'll tell you what, this team has a lot more chemistry than they've had.
There you go.
Chris Webber on the lob pass now with 27 points, and the Sacramento Kings lead 93-89. Williamson with the fine pass to Chris Webber, and a foul away from the ball.
Yeah, and down inside.
Shaq's going to come in along with Kobe Bryant. Here it is, the last play.
Now just keep an eye to the right of your screen. You see the lob. Webber is measuring it and sending it home. Now it's there for them. Anytime they continue to push, the Laker defense is in molasses. All right, they are very slow getting back, and then they are nowhere near any type of penetration.
That's the 4th foul on Abdul Wahed. So Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal back in the game. So this is where the Kings have to withstand a run, perhaps. Shaq with 21, Bryant with 22. That's 43 between them. Here's Kobe Bryant going up and hitting the shot. Kobe Bryant now with 24 points now. And this is going to be the big sequence of the game for the Kings.
No, he was defended as well as you could defend.
Yes.
That was a difficult shot.
And Jason Williams, who has come back in the game. So Williams, Webber, Abdul Wahed, who's playing with 4, Thunderbrook, and Williamson, steal by Derek Fisher.
The matchup.
Fisher in the lane finds Kobe Bryant, and Bryant hits his second in a row. So the 20-year-old with great clutch shooting, and now that's 26 points for Kobe Bryant, and a good timeout by Rick Allen.
Yeah, good call, Dick. Excellent move by Rick. He's not going to let him run anything more.
We have a tie game, a little over 6.5 minutes to play, and I have with me Jeff Petrie, Vice President of Basketball Operations for the Sacramento Kings, who have put on quite a show, being down 19.
Well, we've made a great run there in the third quarter, defended a little better and got in the open court, and that's where we're effective, and that's also where the Lakers were effective in the first half.
Your 5th year with the Kings, although you're best known for all your great years with Portland, but now you're here to stay. A big announcement tomorrow.
Well, I've come to an agreement with our new owners, Joe and Gavin Maluk, and I'm really happy I'm going to be able to continue working with remodeling this team.
Congratulations. Go back to Dick and Hubie.
All right, thank you very much. Jeff Petrie, who was co-rookie of the year in the NBA with Dave Cowens at one point. Rice gets the rebound on the miss by Divac.
Jeff Petrie, one of the better guards during his time period in the league, and unfortunately for him, a severe knee injury forced him into retirement.
Glenn Rice picking up his 2nd personal foul. By the way, while Shaq was out, and he was out for 8 minutes, a long time for him, the Lakers were outscored by 9 points, but they've got Shaq and Kobe Bryant. Jason Williams, meanwhile, who's been a whirling dervish in there, fires it out Divac. Good pass, Maxwell. 10 on the shot clock. This is the best Lakers sequence defensively we've seen, but it ends up as a 3-point basket anyway for Vlade, who's got 17 points. 6 threes tonight by Sacramento, 3 by Jason Williams, 2 by Divac. And it's a 96-93 Kings lead. Bryant goes inside to Ori, who connects. Good pass by Bryant. It looked like he was thinking of shooting.
Yeah, see, I like what Sacramento's doing now. They're not going to let Shaq beat him. They're going to double team him hard, and that's smart. And what do? Double team him, force the Lakers to make the passes, but now your defense has got to step up and make some good rotations.
Weber guarded by Shaq with 6 on the shot clock. Weber going around baseline. Divac is fouled. A trip by Robert Ori.
I think where Divac has been the most productive tonight, standing at the top of the circle, right at the three-point line. They do all of this dribbling, either Jason Williams or Weber down inside, and when the clock is going down, they get the double team, they throw the ball right to Divac at the top of the circle. He shoots the three or he takes it off the dribble.
Great all-round game for Vlade Divac thus far tonight. Here is Chris Webber short with the baby hook shot, and Ori getting the rebound.
Well, you got to go to Weber because you got to get him involved now, Dick, in the last 5 minutes.
96-95. The Kings are in front with under 5 minutes remaining, and a good foul by Divac, and Shaq will go to the line. He did not want to get the three-point play out of it, and now he's going to make Shaq work for the 2 free throws.
But anytime in this situation, you always go for the block and the arms. Try to get the arms before he gets it up above his number, because if he gets it up above his number, he's going to take you right to the rim.
2 out of 3 for Shaq, but the big news there is that Shaq has only attempted, this will be his 4th free throw tonight.
Now we're talking about a guy right at the top of the league averaging about 10.5 free throw attempts per game.
1 out of 2 by Shaquille O'Neal, so you see the benefit of the kind of foul Divac put on him.
Well, I see early in the game, Dick, playing a man-to-man, and Divac has got to stay in the game, so he just let him take him one-on-one and dunk.
Double team on Williams, Weber to Divac, foul. Tell you what, the Sacramento Kings, a lot better ball movement offensively, even though they did manage 40 points in the third quarter. That personal against Glenn Rice, his 3rd, and that is the 4th team foul against the Lakers. So the next foul on LA will be the penalty.
Think of what Rick Rattleman told us today. If they just take their time, stay within what we want, forget about the early shot in the half-court offense, we're okay. Because we're excellent in transition. We are really good in transition, and we can make threes. So all of that is good. And he's just hoping that we'll play sporadically defensively, and at the end of the game, rise to the occasion.
Vlade Divac with impressive numbers now has 19 points. You saw the 8 rebounds, but also factor in 7 assists. So with his wife here, Anna, that Craig Sager talked to, playing with a heavy heart tonight. Vlade Divac playing big for the Kings. Kings lead 98-96. A deflection out of bounds. Last touch by the Lakers.
That was a terrific look by Jason Williams. Unfortunately, he could not get it through.
This is the first time I've seen you so involved in a offensive-minded, no-defense kind of game in a long time.
Well, come on. When have we had a bad game this year?
No, we have not had a bad game, but I mean really...
This was working towards being a bad game, all right? But then it changed gears, and Sacramento was able to come out, and the 3 guys, other than Weber and Divac, got their games together. They're the 3 who brought them back in that third quarter.
It appeared as if the Lakers could name their score late in the second quarter.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Lakers are over the limit. That is their 15th foul. Vlade Divac looking for his 21st point. And he gets it. Weber leads with 27. Williamson has 21. That's pretty good scoring by that front court.
See, all teams have a style of play, Dick. Right now in the second half, we're playing Sacramento's style of basketball all the way.
100-96 with 4 minutes to go. Deflection by Weber in the hands of Jason Williams. They got in the face. And now the Kings leading by 4 with under 4 minutes to go. Jason Williams to Weber. Divac is going to try another 3, and Corliss Williamson misses the layup and didn't go after the loose ball. He fell asleep a bit there.
Yes, he did.
After missing the layup. He thought he had it in and just watched it, and now a foul call, the loose ball variety on Williamson, perhaps in a bit of frustration.
Now think about that. He makes that layup. They're up 102-96. Now, but Corliss Williamson has had a terrific second half.
Yes, he has.
He's really put his nose in there, and he has done an excellent job defensively on Rice.
64 points by the starting front court for the Sacramento Kings. 3.5 to go in regulation. Glenn Rice with a stop and start. The basket counts and a foul. And Glenn Rice, who's been under double figures only once this year, and that was against Sacramento, now with 9 points and goes to the line.
Now, that's the second time in this game where Rice has put the ball on the floor. Now, I'm surprised right there that Corliss gave him that right alley. What you try to do is force a player like Rice to dribble with his left hand. But up until that time, Corliss has really put a good defensive stopper on him.
Both teams are in the penalty, and the Kings lead now cut to 100-99. This game going down to the wire when it looked like a Laker blowout in the second quarter, but a 40-23 third period sparked the Kings. Here's Divac picked up by Ori. Williams wide open on the other side. 6 on the shot clock. Divac lays it in. A reverse layup for Vlade, and he's got 23.
He does that as well as anyone that I have seen play pro basketball because he handles the ball so well. He will give you that fake into the lane, spin quickly to the baseline.
Harper down on his three-point attempt, and Divac the rebound. A 3-point Kings lead, and Jason Williams in the backcourt. Here's Maxwell firing a three, and he hits it. And Brendan Maxwell, who has come on and played big lately, including 25 against his former team, the Rockets, has given Sacramento a 6-point lead, 2:30.
We'd like to give you Sacramento at their best. Here is Jason Williams. He's going to dribble into the lane. Now, once he dribbles into the lane, watch how everyone comes to him. But then, this is the main guy at the top of the circle. Divac is having a fantastic game, and he's going to knock this one in. One of his 23 points, and he has made 2 threes. Now, you've got to love what's going on here tonight. Jason Williams taking advantage of the dribble. Divac taking advantage of the perimeter game.
And 11 of his 23, he'll be here in the fourth quarter. This is a season's high for Vlade Divac in a game in which he is playing, obviously, with a heavy heart, considering what's going on in his native country with the bombings and all. And here is Glenn Rice with 12 on the shot clock. 2:25 to go in regulation. Here is Shaquille O'Neal against the double team scores. O'Neal with 24 points in the game, and the Lakers trailing the Kings by 4 as we wind down to 2 minutes to go. Jason Williams short with a 3, and over the top will turn it over to the Lakers.
Now, you see, if you're conservative, you say, "Ooh, he shouldn't have shot that shot." But that's how they got back into this game.
That's been their tempo.
That's correct. They launch a ton of threes, and they make them. They live with the shot. So if that's how you play, that's your style.
5 of 10 from threes in the second quarter. The Lakers ice cold from beyond the arc. 1 of 7. Under 2 minutes to go in regulation time. Bryant finding Glenn Rice. Glenn Rice with a big one. So he is paying dividends late in the game, and the lead is cut to 1. 105-104, the Kings lead. Nearly a steal by Kobe. And Maxwell to Divac. Great feed, and Shaquille O'Neal with the hard foul on Corliss Williamson, and a good foul by him.
Anytime that the Lakers gamble in the backcourt and you go up over the top, you must make them pay. They had a 4-on-3 opportunity that time. Maxwell saw it, an excellent pass, and then Divac making the pretty pass.
Corliss Williamson is only 3 of 7 from the line. Now 3 of 8 coming in. Not shooting well at 61% from the free throw line. This team does not shoot free throws well, and it can really hurt them down.
Well, we tell you that they shoot 66% as a team, 28th in the league.
1 out of 2 for Corliss Williamson. It's a 2-point lead. 1:42 to go. Lakers can tie or take the lead on this possession. J.R. Reed in there now, along with the starting center Shaq, Harper, Glenn Rice, and Kobe Bryant. Here is Rice against the double team. That's a 2-point basket by Glenn Rice, but it's good enough to tie the game at 106. And Maxwell fires up a 3 and misses, and Rice the rebound. So the Kings firing up early threes. Williams and Maxwell that time, but remember, Maxwell hit one before.
Dick, like we say, when you play this type of basketball, when they go in, it's great. When they miss, you would rather have them slow it down. But you can't do that. You can't have it both ways.
A minute to go and 6 on the shot clock. Glenn Rice, he has been the big weapon. Timeout Sacramento with a 3 and 2 baskets by Glenn Rice, who is quiet until the fourth quarter, has 10 of his 17 points, including the last 7 for the ring up there now down by 2. Continue the same way.
Yeah, they're not going to change. But the main thing is right now you have to use Chris Webber inside. And if you're going to use Jason Williams off the dribble, any type of screens out high are good. And then if they double team like they have been, that will open up Divac, and that will get you the advantage.
This has been an entertaining game between the top 2 offenses in the NBA. Vernon Maxwell looking for Divac, guarded by Reed. Vlade Divac working his way inside with the hook shot, misses. Williamson has the rebound, and into the hands of Webber, a new clock, but now 42 plus. And there is a baseline jumper by Williamson. Loose ball, Reed has it. They haven't called a foul yet, and now they do.
Oh, watch out here now. Now, J.R. Reed definitely got fouled. All right, now J.R. Reed was upset and said something to the referee. I was hoping that he did not get hit with a tee because they made the call in his favor. Now, Sacramento ends up with a good shot by Divac. Also, when Williamson gets the ball, Dick, he has a good shot, but he leaves it short.
J.R. Reed has not missed from the line since joining the Lakers in the trade from Charlotte. He is 10 for 10 from the free throw stripe. The Sonics led, or the Sacramento Kings led, 105-99 after Maxwell hit the 3 with 2.5 to go. Since then, the Lakers have outscored the Kings 9-1, with Glenn Rice being the big gun with 7 of those points. 108-106, and Reed remains perfect from the strike.
Now, if Reed should miss, you know Sacramento, you have 2 fulls and a 20. You can call timeout and move it to half court, or you can blow it up the floor. There it is. There's your miss.
He missed, and Webber gets the rebound and the timeout. So it is a 3-point game, and that is big because that is a 1-possession game now for the Kings. Rick Allen have been ice cold in the last 2.5 minutes.
Yeah, Dick. Now, right now, you can go for the quick score, get it to 1, and then play your defense, force the Lakers to call a timeout. If they inbound the ball, foul. All right, now, or you can come out here and go for a 3. But if you miss and they get the ball, you're going to foul, then it's going to be 4 or 5.
Corliss Williamson will inbound. They don't guard the inbound man, and it's into the hands of Webber. Ori is on Webber. Maxwell picked up by Ori on the switch. They go for the 3. They get it. Vernon Maxwell, who gave the Kings their biggest lead of 6 points, has tied it with another 3 at 109.
Now, from 238 right down to that shot, the Lakers outscored Sacramento 10-1. Now, you have to admit, they're playing like bandits, okay? Playing like bandits.
Is this where we say ice water in his veins?
Your bread and butter, which is down inside, and then things will happen out of that. Sacramento, all you need is a stop, because with 29 seconds to go, you know that you're going to have a major possession to win this game with a 2 or a 3. Now, in the second half, Sacramento 6 for 12 in threes. Now, right now, the Lakers 2 full, Sacramento 1 full and a 20.
And Harper at the point, guarded by Jason Williams. Both teams in the penalty. There is Robert Ori, 11 on the shot clock. Kobe Bryant now picked up by Divac on an alert switch. Reed to Ori. Ori in the corner. Here's Harper for 3. And Harper misses the shot, the rebound. Divac had it.
I know.
And a timeout called by the Kings. You couldn't ask for a better attempt by Harper, a good 3-point shooter who was wide open in the corner.
Now, the major thing right now for everybody out there is Shaq is not in the game. All right, they took Shaq out of there and went with 5 perimeter players. The guy that they were trying to post up in that period there was Glenn Rice. Now, you got to look at that and think of that's interesting.
5 seconds remaining in regulation. Sacramento has the ball, and they only have a 20-second timeout. And, of course, the key for them, obviously, they've got to get the ball inbounds.
You got to get it inbounds. The Lakers are going with that small unit again to match up. All right, now the main thing right now with 5-point 5 seconds. You got plenty of time. Once you make that catch, you can get down screens. You can take people off the dribble. So anything can happen here. Now, this is a very unpredictable team. Remember, they're 6 for 12 in the second half and 3.
Jason Williams inbounds to Divac.
Look out, look out.
Divac will put it up, and Divac misses. And the by Chris Webber. Webber on the tip in with 0.4 of a second to go, and the Lakers will call a timeout. Chris Webber on his way down to the floor tipped in Divac's miss, and the Kings lead at 111-109. And for the umpteenth time, this crowd is stunned.
Well, they're stunned because that was a major mistake. If you're going at 5.5 seconds to go, you cannot gamble for a steal, because when you go for the steal against Divac and you miss the steal, Divac just turns right around. Now just watch right in the middle of your screen. So you go for the steal there. Now Divac is going to get a shot or somebody else. Now watch Webber come right out of there. A Hail Mary tap. It was like a semi-hook tap that went right in the basket.
And Chris Webber, remember the problems he had earlier with Dennis Rodman, 29 points and 10 rebounds in the game. Chris Webber, a big factor in this game, and the Kings lead by 2 with 0.4 of a second remaining, and the Lakers will inbound at midcourt.
Now, the Lakers come at midcourt. Now, with 0.4 of a second to go, you cannot catch it and dribble. This has got to be a catch and a shot. All right, now it does not have to be a lob to the front of the rim where he can tap it in. You can make a catch and get the shot off. 0.3 of a second is the key number in the new NBA rule book. So this has to be clean. Now you want to put a guy all over the passer. You do not want them to have a clear vision on this pass. Now the Lakers have 1 full timeout remaining, so they can, if they can't get it in, don't gamble. Call a timeout and reset yourself.
Kings are looking for a second straight victory over the Lakers.
This is unbelievable. I mean, this game is unbelievable.
There's the timeout story. Remember, the Lakers were up by 19 points in the second quarter, and now trailing by 2. Harper will inbound and could delay a game call, and a good one, as Vernon Maxwell was on Harper, and now they move him away. So no one is guarding Harper.
They're not guarding. They're in a 2-3 zone. That's
okay,
exactly
0.4 of a second to go. Here's Glenn Rice for 3. It doesn't count. He didn't get it off in time. And the Sacramento Kings have defeated the Lakers for only the 4th time in Los Angeles in 32 tries. Chris Webber with 29 points and 10 rebounds leading the way. Big help from Vlade Divac with 23 and Corliss Williamson with 22, as the Kings now trail the Phoenix Suns by only 1 game now for the 8th and final spot in the playoffs, with plenty to go, and the Lakers suffer their 5th loss in their last 8. Chris Webber's got to be elated. Well, let's find out from Craig Sager.
Well, I'm with Chris Webber and Vlade Divac. They combined for 52 points and 20 rebounds, but the big basket at the end, Chris. You carried the team early, but tell us about the last play.
Well, I thought Vernon was going to hit it, or I thought Jason was going to take the shot. And Michael Hawkins said to me, it's the second shot. Make sure you get in there. So I don't know how I did it. I know I just kept my eyes on the basket. I thank God that it went in.
That's where the game was won. But a big point was early in the game. You're battling Dennis Rodman right here. Hubie Brown said, if I'm Chris Webber, I'd gladly pay the fine for the technical. You can't let a guy play you like that. You continue to play great. Rodman was out of the game. What happened?
Well, I'm glad Hubie said that. One thing I think with Rodman, you just have to show him that you demand that same respect. And my team knew it. My coach knew it. He said, good play right there. And I definitely respect Rodman. He's one of the hardest workers in this league, but you have to let him know, I'm not a pushover. So I don't know about the mental play. I'm just glad that we got the win.
You won it for Vlade Divac, too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Our prayers are all with Vlade and patience.
Congratulations. Vlade, tonight, such an emotional game for you. You didn't sleep last night trying to get a hold of your parents. Tell us about what went through your mind tonight in this game and how you were able to play so well.
Well, I was tired, but I'm happy that we won. The game actually helped me, Greg, to forget for at least like 2 hours what's happening back home. And like I say, I'm happy that we won a game.
At times, the team was great in transition. Other times, they were throwing up some quick threes. Hubie again pointed out when you ran the offense, you were there at the top of the key. Things went through you. How were you able to come back from 19 down?
Well, in the first half, I think this is a young team. I guess a little intimidated with all those jerseys up there and the people that are here. We came up, in the second half saying, we have to play defense, and I think defense get us back in the game.
You go on the road now, but also you have to have feelings about your homeland. What are your plans to get some of your family out? We mentioned your niece possibly going to Italy to come here.
Well, first of all, I pray that the bomb is going to stop soon. Hopefully on Monday I'm going to try to somehow get my niece here.
And when would she get to the United States?
Well, I hope next day.
You're making plans to be a U.S. citizen. Are you still going through with that?
Yeah, I do.
You still want to be an American?
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, I love America. I love American people. I think they're great people. I don't have anything against that. Just the politics around the world. Not, I'm not talking about anybody. Around the world are a little bad.
All right, thanks so much. Let's go back to Dick and Hubie.
A tremendous win in many ways for Vlade Divac, and now let's go back and think of broader things at this point. The Sacramento Kings now 13-16, and their 7th road win exceeding last year's total. And for the Lakers, they dropped to 19-11, and since coming home from their 500 road trip, they have lost back-to-back games. So the